Hello, 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 hello. So I'm gonna just start telling you what's happening, and then people are gonna come on as they come on. But I'm
Okay,
also going to make sure that my audio things are in the right place because stuff just happened so quickly, and I was
gotcha.
like, "Oh, Jesus! Wait a minute, wait a moment." You know what I mean? So
Okay,
y'all,
all
this
right, no
this is
worries.
my cousin, y'all. For anybody that yet. Okay, all right. Now I'm on my good mic. All right, let me
There you
put on my
go.
good headphone. All right, I think I'm in business. Okay, I think I'm in
In
business.
black ass
Hey,
business. There you go.
oh baby. All right. So, I'm still shaking and I've been trying to like process and then I was like, why are you being so extra? 111, right? I'm being all extra, but in real life, I did 111 like dropped into my spirit or whatever. So I did want to honor that, right?
There you go.
First off, let me pause and say, do you want to say who you are? I was like, that's my cousin, y'all, but do you want to say who you are to
Hi,
anybody or any type of things?
who am I? I'm Kalanda. I am Kim's cousin, as she said. She's my numero uno roll dog. And I'm her number. That's it for me. I don't know. Who am I?
Whatever you said, but also your signal is breaking up just a little bit.
Okay,
Um,
let
so
me get
I don't,
off the Wi-Fi.
yeah. See if you can just see if you can rock that out
It
while we're
is.
sitting here. Okay, so
Okay.
y'all, that's my cousin. If you missed that, that's my cousin Kalanda. And she would be the first person that I would have called to be like, oh my God, right? So then I was like, but also I need to like say what's happening right now because I really think sometimes that people be thinking I'm crazy when I say certain things, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to be recorded because then I could go back and be like,
I told you. This is it.
I just
I
said
say
this,
it.
right?
Right.
So, okay, let me focus. Let me calm down. Hold on. All right. So, Bianca and I have our podcast, right?
Yes.
Life Unfiltered, healed that shit.
Yes.
On the podcast this past week, um, we shared our vision boards.
Yes.
And on my vision board, I said things. Let me see if I could even pull it up. Um, I had did like a things that have manifested board,
Mm-hmm.
and then I also did a things that I want to see manifest board.
Right.
Right. So hold on. So there were some things that I put on my vision board that I very clearly just saw in front of my face that are about to happen. And I want to walk us back through that
Okay.
because I had just said this. Um, okay, hold on. I'm finding it. I'm finding it.
No worries.
I didn't plan on doing this like this, but here we are, right?
She's
Here we
like,
are.
hey, it's organic and that's all it
Okay, it's real life organic because I very much was just like, oh my gosh. Hey y'all, if y'all on here, at least say hey. At least be like, hey girl, what's up? So I know who's watching. I promise I'm about to get it. I'm about to connect dots. My
is.
brain people are like scattered all about, but they are getting in line right now.
Oh.
I'm also gonna ask you all to share. Um, do I have this downloaded to share it? Because when I do get myself together in just a moment, you're going to want people to hear what I'm saying. Oh, you know what? I know where it is. It's
Tell
in
me.
here in this studio.
Oh yeah, you had the link.
It's in
I think I
here.
have the link somewhere too.
Hold on.
I'm already crying. This isn't
How are you crying? I haven't even said anything yet. You gotta wait for the
because
climax.
because I was in that video watching you go over your vision board and there were some amazing things on your vision board. So any of them coming true right now, 5 minutes after you said it, is God working
It's
in real
wild.
time.
It's wild. It's wild.
God is live. God is
Yeah.
live.
Okay. So this was, and Bianca was like, "Why'd you have two vision boards?" And I was like, "Cause this how God told me to do it this time, right?" So I
Right?
had said all of these things that had manifested in 2023 because I had had this realization, even though the second half of 2023 was like hell on wheels, the first half of 2023 was amazing, and a lot of things happened that I had manifested, right? So I was
Right.
like, so my word for 2024 is manifest. All right. So then I came over here and I was like, so I want to, expand my Black ass business, professional frolicker, all of that. I was like, I want to do appearances. I've been seeing these numbers, blah, blah, blah. And right down there in the left corner, it says TEDx. Okay. All right. So hold on to that. Okay. This morning, um, I really haven't even pieced back together how all of these things happen. So I'm gonna just start where I remember that they happened because it
Okay.
was a lot. So you know how you get your Facebook memories. Well, you
Yeah.
don't really be on it no more, but
But I remember. I
Okay,
remember.
okay, okay, okay. So, so on Facebook memories, it brings up certain things like all the time, right? And
Right.
this week in 2019, which is the year that I just feel like, oh, kind of shit just started falling off the rails. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of memories have been coming up about different things,
Oh.
right? So I even opened my memories today with anticipation. And I was like, I wonder, what memories might be available today. All right. So that's how it started. Then I went on to why did I say this? Because I had shared something on my Facebook page. And I am consistently sharing on my Facebook page and on my social media handles just about how my life has been impacted since I was living in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So 2019 is when I had Tampa trauma,
Right.
right? Then COVID, then I moved to
Right.
Pennsylvania, and that's where just life went
Real.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I talk about that all the time. And
Right.
but I had taken a break on it because I was on this page like every week, every 2 weeks, sharing receipts, showing videos.
Yeah.
Like we gonna sit here and do a live reacts because I want y'all to see what happened to me.
Right.
Right. So I have been talking about that, but then I had to take a break because everything that happened. So for anybody that doesn't know, in July of this year, I had a very serious mental health crisis, and it was triggered by me coming back to the U.S. For anybody who doesn't know, I currently live in Mexico City, and I had come back to the U.S. and that experience. Just cause flashbacks, if you will, as well as new traumas that happened while I was in the
Right.
US, and it triggered a very serious mental health crisis, and I have been working myself back from that since then, right? So those things that's been happening, right? Okay, that's been happening. So I have been talking about it. I had someone that I went to school with reach out to me this morning, and we had talked before because again, I'm always talking about this, right? So she had reached out, and usually the reach out is, hey, how did you leave the country?
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's usually the initial
Right.
ask, right?
Right.
So then I'm like, ooh, child, where shall I begin? And my usual response is the US makes me weary. I just kind
Mm.
of leave it at that, right? But there are people that are always in my inbox asking me questions. Now hold on, because I see my Wi-Fi trying to act silly. We not doing
Uh-oh.
this today,
Uh-oh.
Jesus. I'm not having it.
Jesus be a
Okay.
range extender. He gonna get you together.
I'm not having it. Dag nabbit. Okay, hold on. I also wanted to. You remember when I was telling you about eyes the other day, and I was
Yes.
like, I just saw myself doing this. And
See,
because I'm trying to find, I can't believe that this is my life right now, and I don't like it.
girl,
Okay, I
and
don't
I
like it.
and I
I,
don't like
I
it.
don't. I'm not here for this. Okay. I also wanted to change the privacy on it to public.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So a classmate of mine had reached out, and she had reached out before, and basically was like, "Thank you for talking about your experience. Thank you for." Hey y'all, I'm sorry I didn't have the comments on all this time. I didn't even see y'all in here. Hey, thank you. I was like, comments, wait. So sorry, my ADHD is in full effect. Girl. And then Google trying to help me, y'all. I'm a mess over here. Let me get my shit together. This is what I'm like on a Sunday. No, so anyway, my classmate had reached out to me and hey Danny, I'm so glad you're here because I'm about to talk about you. So my classmate had reached out to me this morning, well prior,
Mhm.
and she was basically like, thank you for talking about your experience. I'm experiencing that now, and I haven't had the words, like thank you for saying the things that need to be said about your experience in Pennsylvania, your experience in corporate America as a Black woman in leadership. Like, thank you for talking about it because I didn't have
Right.
the words, right? So I was like, first of all, I want you to know that you did not deserve that. It is not your fault. Like like all of the things that you wish somebody would have said to you, right?
Right.
And
Right.
then because what I know is that when I was going through this, I didn't have the words. I didn't know
Mhm.
how to articulate what was happening to
What
me.
was happening
All
to
I
you?
knew is that I wasn't myself. I knew that I had developed a stutter. I knew that I couldn't think. I knew brain fog. And I knew that I had to send out an SOS call to say, hey, I'm not
I'm not
okay.
okay.
Right. So I
Right.
knew those things. And I just did when Dr. Bonnie Daly passed. I
Mhm.
just did a live and I was like, that could have been me. Like, I know that could have been me. Right. So they reach out and they say, thank you for talking about it. This morning they reached out and they said, hey, long story short, I'm in the hospital because PTSD. And I was like, thank you for trusting me with that,
Right.
right?
Right.
And also, um, it's gonna be all right, right? It's gonna be all right. Like, because she kept saying, I hope I'm not a burden and all of that. And I was like,
Oh.
I don't want you to think you're a burden because I know and I understand, right? So then
Right.
I made a post, and in the post, I said, I get asked a lot why I share so much of my life in
Mm.
such a vulnerable and
Mhm.
transparent way. It's because I know that through my truth telling, I'm giving others permission to share their lives' experiences. This is my purpose in life, and I'm honored that God trusts me with it. Right? So I said that. All right. So I
Right.
put out that post. Okay. That was over on Threads. I share it on Facebook.
Okay.
I come over to Facebook. Oh, Lord Jesus. So, Danny, who is here in the comments,
Uh-huh.
Danny is a podcaster and
Okay.
she's been going hard in this podcast world. You hear me? She out
That's
here
phenomenal.
like, she out here. Okay. I wanted to let you hear me say that, Danny. But anyway, so Danny messages me and Danny says, that reminds me, I had a guest on the platform who has a documentary of this very topic. I will share a clip. So I say, okay, all right. So Danny jumps in the DMs right now. I'm already supposed to be meeting up with Danny this week. Right now, me
Right.
and me and Danny
Right.
go back to Beautiful Brown Girls days. She used to be hanging out in the comments at the Beautiful Brown
Okay.
Girls, and then we wound up Facebook friending each other and just watching the journey, right, until the paths cross. Okay,
Right.
so Danny sends me the message, and she was like, "Hey, girl, hey, this is the link. Go to this link and start at minute 11."
Okay.
All right. Okay. So I was like, thanks, boo. I'm gonna check it out just a second. Right. Cause I wasn't fully awake. It'd be taking me a
Right. Right.
minute to
It's
get
it's Sunday. You
it's
know.
Sunday.
It's
Yeah.
Sunday. I know.
So Trump was like, go ahead on and click on it right now. All right.
Right.
So, Danny, I don't know if I could share the link, so that's why I'm just kind of talking about it. But let me know in the comments, girl, if I could share the link with the people, because then the people could hear about it too, and then they'll be a part of the story. So Danny is interviewing, starting at link, what's that called? Minute number 11.
Right.
This lady named Jimmy.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like a rapid fire. She said, "Do you love girl?" Appreciate you. So because I want us to be able to like experience this together. This is like a live um
I
on the
love it.
fly thing, because I don't know what's about to happen. And this is one of the things that I often appreciate about my life, is that God will do things and I don't know where it's going, but I
Mm.
choose to get on the bus, as I like to call it,
Yep.
to to see where it's going. Like I just
Yeah.
choose to go on the field trip and follow the field trip wherever the field trip is gonna go. Right.
Right.
All
Right.
right. So hold on. Hold on. All right. So let me, okay. Now I gotta find where y'all at.
It,
There y'all at. All right. Okay, now how? Let me open this over here. Minute
I love it.
11. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. I gotta find which screen I'm looking for, y'all.
I like the song. I love the song. Sing me a
Because
song.
my brain people are definitely not at work today,
Uh-oh.
because we're supposed to be resting our brains. So,
Right.
but, and also
You
clearly,
know,
I
think
don't be doing
life.
right. I don't be doing right. Okay. But God is busy. So this is for good purpose. All right. So this is Jimmy. And again, Jimmy is being interviewed by Danny.
Okay.
Okay. On Danny's podcast. This is her Follow Me Friday, episode 20. All right. Okay. Here we
Got
go.
it.
Let me
Got
know if you
it.
can hear it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so
You
much.
can hear it.
Yes.
Thank you for
Okay.
Yep.
joining us. Please provide your full name.
I am Jimi Okubanjo.
Beautiful. And where are you from, please?
So I live in England. I'm about 35 miles southeast of London.
And what is it that you do?
I'm the producer director of a documentary movie called Arise Firebird, which celebrates the resilience of women and BIPOC professionals in the workplace. The documentary
Mm,
tells the stories of three women, how they faced toxic treatment in the workplace,
mm.
ultimately leaving and having to rebuild their own careers on their own terms.
Why is that narrative so important?
So important to me, or just so important in general? I,
Both.
I think it's important in general because we know that for women who are in their mid careers and senior careers, particularly women of color, they're leaving at significantly high rates. So
Hmm.
Forbes magazine reported that 1 in 3 women of color are planning to leave their careers in the next year. And in the UK, The Guardian says it's actually worse, that Black women, over half of Black women alone, are debating exit in the next year, in the next 2 years. So there are very high rates of treatment, of poor treatment for professional women, particularly women of color. That's not being talked about. And I'm really, and I did the film because of my own personal experience. I worked for 20 years in management consulting in and around London. Um, and it was terrible. There were definitely great moments. A lot of those moments was when I was not working in England. Um, but it was really terrible, and I had a breakdown. I ended up going having a severe breakdown and having to step away from a career that I had built for decades and I have loved, and nobody believed me. No one believed how bad it was, and people close to me, colleagues, and making the film not a direct wasn't a direct choice, but I felt I felt compelled to make the film because honestly, I was beginning to think maybe I was losing my mind.
Mm,
And so the film is initially was to bear witness that this happens. This happens in England in the 2020s, and it's really bad. But also, we want people to know that there is hope, and there is hope on the other side. There's hope, there's help, and it's no one's fault if you're treated so badly at work that it affects your sense of self, your mental well-being. It affects your reality. And so I just wanted anyone who's going through toxic work and they're thinking that life isn't worth living. That's a normal response to work abuse. It's not extreme. And
Yeah.
so at least get the help and support that you need right now.
Oh, I can't hear you.
I know. Okay,
Oh,
I had to find my mic.
okay.
So I was watching it, right? And I'm like, Danny, I need you to connect me to her
Immediately.
because, oh my God, right? So Danny says, I was hoping you would say that.
Oh,
Right. So I send Danny my email, all that kind of stuff, right? Because I'm like, oh my gosh. And her being in England, this is the thing that I think that we forget, right? And I know because I didn't like the history and the social studies and such, we forget that England is the original colonizers. That's where the people came
right,
from that
right,
stole the United States of America. They
right.
came from England. Right.
Correct.
So, like when Meghan Markle, for instance, was talking about her experiences as a Black woman or a mixed race woman in England, and people were like, oh my God, like, what are you
Very
talking about?
dismissive.
They are the worst. Right.
They are the
So,
creators.
in my mind, I'm thinking because I have been on this, I just made a post the other day and I said, I'm a little girl from New Orleans who dared to believe that she could
Yes.
change the world. And I showed my metrics from my TikTok videos
Yes.
of where people are watching me from, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I saw Jimi, I said, I'm going to England. I
There
said,
you go.
I'm going to England. I said, because this has to be amplified. What I hear her saying is not enough people are talking about this. And there are
Right.
Black women in England that are feeling like they're not heard, right? To the
Right.
fact where she went and made a whole
A
documentary in
documentary
order
about
to
it.
be able to make people aware of it, right? Okay, all right. But that's not all. So then I was like, let me go. I said, let me go to her website, right? So I put the
Right.
website into the chat. So it's arisefirebird.com, right? But I'm gonna share
Okay.
my screen. I'm gonna share my screen
Okay.
because I want you to understand the field
Okay.
trip that I went on. Okay. Ooh, Jesus. Come on, Lord. Help me,
There
Lord.
he is.
Okay. You can wait, no, because it's not I was about to say, can you see my screen? No, you can't see
Mm.
it because it ain't up there. There it is.
There it
Okay.
is.
So
Yes.
this is her website, arisefirebird.com, right?
Yes.
So celebrating the resilience of women by BIPOC professionals. Contact us. They have a trailer here. Okay. Y'all can go check that out, all of that. But what I want to do is come up here because you see what this says right here?
Well, I got my new contacts, so I can't see it, but
You
it's there.
can't see. Y'all, our eyes ain't right in our family, and we've been talking about this over the past week or so.
Oh
Our eyes ain't
my
right. They not right.
god.
She cute over there, but she is not
I,
seeing. So
blind as all.
let me tell you what it says over there.
Thank you, boo.
It
Thank you.
says TEDx. So I said,
Oh,
well, let me
beautiful.
click here and
Click
see what
that.
she's talking about on the TEDx. Now, I'm not going to show this whole video, but I want us to watch this, and
Mm,
I'm going to pause at certain points
okay.
because I need it to be understood.
Got you.
And what I need to be understood is what I said in the video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is my cousin Danny. This is my real life cousin. Um,
Hi.
what I need to be understood is the words that she's about to use as she
Mm,
is speaking are the words that I didn't have to
mm,
explain. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I am going to preface this with a trigger warning that if you are currently going through a hostile work
Toxic
environment,
work
a
environment.
racially trauma filled work environment, you will, if you choose to watch this, you will need to do some self care after this, right? I chose to watch it and allow myself to feel, and I'm gonna say I was sitting here rocking back and forth, just rocking back and forth, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Okay. So,
Okay.
all right, that was a big build up, right? Okay, here we go. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a management consultant, your best friend, sister, roommate. Let's call her Jimmy. Jimmy is hardworking, determined, a little bit messy, but she loves big cats. One day, Jimmy comes into the apartment and her left hand is in a bandage. And you ask, Jimmy, are you okay? Jimmy replies, oh, it's nothing. I cut my hand. It really hurts, but it's okay. What happened? You ask. I went to the hospital after I cut my hand and they bandaged me up. Jimmy, you say, how did you get cut? Oh, Jimmy replies, I went to the Milton Zoo. I jumped over the barriers. I navigated my way through the cages. I put my hand through the bars to stroke her. Stroke who? You ask. The leopard. And the leopard scratched me. But don't worry, Jimmy says, the leopard is okay. And I'll be okay too. And the doctors gave me a book when I left to help me be more resilient. It's called How to Stick Your Arm in a Cage with a Wild Animal and Not Get Scratched. 2 weeks later, Jimmy comes into the apartment and her forearm is in a bigger bandage. Her eyes are bloodshot red like she's been laughing or crying. You're not sure. Are you all right? You ask. Yes, Jimmy nods wearily. I took the doctor's advice. I went back to stroke a leopard. The leopard bit me this time. It really hurts, but don't worry, I'm taking full responsibility because I'm learning so much. You went back to the Milton Zoo? You ask. No, Jimmy replies. I didn't go to the Milton Zoo. I went to the Blue Victoria Zoo. And after the doctors patched me up, they suggested I get some coaching from a leopard whisperer, Arthur Albert Arthurson IV. You see, I'm not a quitter. I'm going to be, Jimmy says, the first Black female CEO to exclusively work in leopard cages. 6 weeks later, Jimmy comes in. Her entire arm is in a cast. But what's even more striking is she is dressed head to toe in a leopard onesie. You are not going back to the zoo, you protest. Of course not, Jimmy laughs. I'm not going to the zoo. I'm going to the circus. Their leopards are much more inclusive.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
This was why I told you the ugly cry disclaimer.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
But I mean,
Um,
I thought I was excluded from it.
oh, you thought you was gonna come on here and be a G.
I thought so. I
No,
was. Apparently
no,
not.
no. That's why I was like, if you feel comfortable, ugly crying on camera, come on through.
Oh, Jesus.
I, oh my God, this Danny. So I don't know if you heard at the very end of it that they were laughing
Laughing.
and they
They
were
were
clapping,
laughing.
right? Audience filled with white people. Now I'm gonna drop this. Oh, it's on her website, so I'll drop it. Let me drop the link again for y'all. Not don't go right now though, but this is a link and I'll pin it and all of that. The people still didn't understand when she said that. Right now, you understand because you have been through it or you've been adjacent to it. Or let me ask, why did it move you to tears?
I mean, I know I know so many women that do that. I mean, you you went to the end of the earth. You know, my friend in California is actually on leave now from work because of this. And when she said, "I'm not a quitter," like we will put ourselves in the most contorted positions, in the most unwelcome spaces, just to say, "I did it. I overcame it. I'm strong enough." Oh, and you see all those faces of those people, and you hear them laughing and know that they have no idea.
No clue.
Oh my
No
God.
clue. No clue. Katrina said we suffering in silence, and that's why I was like, I'm about to talk about this because the things that are happening in these industries and the things that are happening to us as Black women, like, I'm about to talk about this. And if I tell you the links that these people have gone through to get me to shut my damn mouth, it is ridiculous where I really don't even feel comfortable coming back to the US right now because they not trying to see me. They not trying to hear about me. They not, no, no. But there are so many of us that are thinking that we tripping. The level of gaslighting is wild.
Right, right,
The level of gaslighting is wild.
right.
I have videos of me sitting with HR, and
Ugh,
them people told me that I needed to go to diversity training with the lady who told me
right.
that the reason that the white people was hyper fixated on me is because they from the South. Bitch, what?
Like, what does that have to do with me? Why am I the one that needs diversity training?
I said,
Like,
I'm not doing that. Do you know them people told me, well, we'll think about it. We don't understand. How are you supposed to know that she got better? It is so
oh,
pervasive, and we go through it in silence. And then this the thing at the end of the TEDx talk. This is why I really need y'all to listen to it. And I don't want to play the whole thing here, but at the end of the in the middle of it, she talks about how she tried to tell people in her life what was going on and
mm,
how people in her life gaslit her. So she's like, so not every day I'm going into work every day and being bullied and being shamed and being cut every single day. And then I go and I talk to my loved ones and they say, well,
you
I
should
got cut
have.
one time, so it's fine. You should
Mm,
just, move on. It's totally okay. And you're
yeah,
like, this is not
I'm
okay.
bleeding. I'm hurting. I'm being abused. And then what happens is then it turns around to then you start gaslighting your damn self.
Because maybe
Now the
I am tripping.
maybe it is me. Now the call is coming from inside the house, child. Like you are telling yourself, like, okay, well, maybe if I get a little quieter, if I'm not as assertive. So now you're shrinking just to feel safe in this environment that you need to
In
have your
order
life
to live.
right, in
In
order to
order to
have your
live.
life. I need
Yes.
this. I have to do this. I don't have another choice. And it's like you just think this is the devil I know. At least I know these people. And if I think about it every day, if I know it's can I curse?
Be free, boo.
I know if it's fuck shit tomorrow or yesterday, then if I'm expecting it to be fuck shit tomorrow, then I can prepare myself. And then I can know how to navigate in this space, in this awful space, and not expecting it to be any different.
Right.
Like we stop even asking to hold them accountable. We stop holding them accountable ourselves.
And now you crazy for getting bit by a leopard. Why you keep like, but how am I supposed to survive? She
Right.
said she
What if
didn't go back to the same zoo.
she
She went to
changed
a
the
different
zoo?
zoo. Then
She read a book,
she went read some book, got some coaching,
right?
got
You
another
know?
degree. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be the first one to be able
Hmm.
to break into this.
And then at the end, I'm gonna go to the circus because they're more inclusive.
Because they're
Because
more inclusive.
that's what they tell us.
Because that's the buzzword.
Right.
That's the
I'm gonna be
buzzword.
safe there. I'm gonna be safe there because they have training. They've put in the time. They've put in the hours. But
They said
have
all the
they?
right things in a damn interview.
Exactly.
But yet, I'm still about to go in here
Put my hand in this cage.
And now I'm wearing a leopard suit because
Right.
I can't even show up as myself.
As
So I done
myself.
assimilated so much that I'm not even me anymore.
Mhm.
Girl, when I watched the videos, and I've been saying this for a few weeks, I was like, I'm gonna start releasing these videos because what happened? Oh, this the other thing that ties into all of this, right? So she made this documentary. I
Right.
was sitting in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I said to Bianca, April, you might have been on the phone. I said to my friend Jenny, I was like, I'm going to make a documentary about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is going to be a documentary. I was thinking it was about, and it is still about school improvement and the culture of education and the disgusting behind country. But it's so much bigger than that because it's not just in education, it's in every industry, it's in every single industry that we walk into. Black women are being treated like this, and we just trying to figure out how to make it another day. I just, what you thinking?
I'm wondering what you're thinking or what, because I like my heart just started racing, like racing. So I was wondering what you were thinking, like what happened with you just now.
So, what is happening as I am sitting here, and what has been happening since this morning started and over time is that I've been asking God, like, how basically first of all, it wasn't even an ask. Me and God got into it on New Year's, okay? Because I was like, let me tell you something, homeboy. This ain't right. I was like, I have spent my entire life trying to do the right thing. I have spent my entire life trying to right wrong things that were done to me. I have spent my entire life advocating for children who have not been seen. It is not right that I'm homeless right now. That's not okay. And I was so mad. And I was like, you're going to have to do something because how am I this talented of a person who has been sacrificing for the well-being of other people, and I'm sitting here and don't even know if I'm gonna be able to support myself? What you trying to do, bro? And God was like, I need you to go to sleep. First he was like, come up off that balcony. That's the first day. He was like, come up off that balcony. Okay, go lay down. And then I'm going to show you, right? January 2nd, I started receiving emails for contracts. I have been reaching out to these people. I had my incident in July. I have been reaching out to these people since September. Like, hey, hey, y'all ready? Somebody, anybody got some work? Because your girl ain't, hello? Silence on every front. The way people even treated me while I was going through this experience, it was crazy. And January 2nd, the first email comes through. Hey, Kimberly, we need your help. Another email comes through. Hey, will you be on my podcast? Another email comes through. I'm starting a magazine. And I wanted to know if I can feature you in it. Like, and what happened today when I ran across, so when Danny introduced me to Jimmy on this video,
right?
And then it registered to me like Danny was talking to, like, she can actually connect us. And then I watched that TEDx talk, and I was like,
this is it.
I told my dad the other day, I was like, my dad, for anybody who doesn't know, he's a chauffeur, and I don't know if that's the appropriate term. I don't even know, a driver. He's got his own driving company.
Transportation.
That.
That's
specialist extraordinaire. Like,
executive,
this feels like we're going in the right direction.
Something around
Yeah.
there.
So I had said to him, he was telling me about some clients that he had, and I was like, well, you're gonna need to be ready to go on tour,
You
because
did.
when I write this book or this documentary or whatever it's about to be, you gonna need to be available. And he laughed, and I was like, I'm not playing though. I am
Like, I'm not
very,
joking. You need to line some people up.
very,
We're gonna need some drummers,
very
please.
serious. And what I
Right.
just saw in front of my face is that there are Black women across this world in these types of environments. As a matter, I had somebody reach out to me in Colombia, and someone I'm friends with, and they were like, this is not right. This is not right. Like, any place that has been colonized, there are people that are experiencing this. And what I'm beginning to understand is that I'm not just talking.
Right.
Because
Right.
when I said, oh, I want to change the world, like, I just feel like my calling is so much bigger, and I just need to change the world, that I'm not just talking. Like, God is actually lining up people and places and things that are happening. And I keep putting stuff out, and I'm like, if y'all would listen, I graduated 5 life coaches last year, and all of them have said to me how God has shown up. All of them have said to me how their relationship with God has deepened. All of them have started projects and started using their voices in ways that they never thought they were going to be able to. And it's like, that has happened to me so many times, and I just never talk about it. I just do it because it's who I am. But when I said in our Life Unfiltered Healed That Shit podcast, when I said 2024 is the year of popping that shit, I didn't really mean about me. God is wilding out right now in the best ways of wilding out possible. And it is just really blowing my mind. So let me be quiet. I'm gonna let you talk, because I was really like, okay.
Let me talk.
Yeah,
About
what you
what,
thinking?
girl?
What you thinking, girl?
I mean, this is everything that you've been talking about. And I feel like saying talking about sounds less concrete than what it really is. It doesn't give it the right gravity. Because you are very intentional with what you put out into the world. And this is something that has been on your heart and in your spirit, and your steps have definitely been ordered towards this. Um, so being able to see someone doing it and going, I knew this. I knew this all along. That is what I'm talking about. And going and being able to make that connection of where it started, and saying they were the originators. Like, we think the Klan is bad, but like, they started it all, and imagining what those people must be going through, and how
Yeah.
they've had to become leopards in order to survive. you know um I just I often tell you, I'm in awe. I'm always When I sent you my journal, I'm like, I'm in awe of you, because you do it all. Scared, broken, laughing, frolicking. You do it all, through all of it, with grace, and looking to help reach back and bring somebody else along with you. That's not something that people do. That's not something that's natural. And sometimes when you move like that, you take for granted that that is the gift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that you can, oh, girl, I just love you so much. And seeing what they did to you, and knowing that it had you questioning yourself, questioning your God. Like, how can people get away with stuff like that continuously? You know? So yeah, that's that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I appreciate that. And I was
when do I stop crying? Is there a non-ugly cry time during this call? I just need to just wondering. 'Cause yesterday's eyeliner is about to become a smoky eye right
Oh
now.
boy, we got to redo it. No, I do want to say though, so like I said, this is my real life cousin, y'all. And we've been in this thing my whole life. And we are starting a podcast, and it is called So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese? Do y'all put syrup on your grilled cheese? Tell us in the
Definitely
comments.
do. Definitely do. It is a thing. And do not judge it if you do not do it.
But we are starting a podcast about shit, life, craziness. See, they've never heard of it. Oh my God, y'all are gonna have to tune in because
yes,
we put syrup on our grilled cheese, and when did we have that conversation? Remember, because we had did a poll on Facebook.
On like Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think we literally.
But we were grown. We were adults. And we finally realized, wait a minute.
This is not a thing.
Hold on.
Oh,
y'all don't put syrup on your grilled cheese.
Because I posted a picture of I made grilled cheese with syrup, and I posted a picture, and people were like, "What even is that?" And I'm like, "It's a grilled cheese sandwich with syrup." And I'm thinking it was weird because originally it started with cane syrup. So I thought, yes, syrup.
The particular, you thought it was the type of syrup, because that cane syrup be serious.
That's steams in the can.
That's that molasses.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought they were tripping on that. So we did the poll. It's slight judgment. And nobody even knew what we were talking about. And we realized, okay, maybe there's some things in our family that everybody has not been privy to.
Y'all missing out, son. I'm trying to tell you.
You need it in your life. I'm telling you, last night I introduced 3 people to it, and it was a hit.
Can you record testimonials? That's what we gonna.
That's what we're gonna do.
Record testimonials, and then on the inaugural show, we'll be able to show, because they judging us. They are judging us. But
I feel it through the screen.
It's good. Okay, we just need to open your minds. That's what it is, y'all. Closed-minded. That's what it is.
Not open to new experiences. That is where the Lord lives.
You need to sophisticate your palate now. Come on here. Come
on. A little sweet, a little savory ain't never hurt nobody. But y'all out here eating pizza with pineapple and pepperoni on
People
it.
People do eat that. And they're having the tacos al pastor. That's your pork with your pineapple.
It happens.
They be doing it, but they judging us. So anyway, we gonna help y'all get delivered from that judgmental spirit. On our new podcast. It's gonna be coming out in February. So be looking out for that. And Bianca Gooseby and I have a podcast right now, Life Unfiltered, Heal That Shit. And we have a few episodes up. But mostly I want you all to watch this video that I just shared. So I'm gonna share the link one more time. The title of the project is called Arise Firebird. That's how the people be saying your name, Bianca. They be like, Bianca Gooseby. She know who I'm talking about too. But the name of the project is called Arise Firebird. And the TEDx talk, the link is there. I ask that you watch the entire thing, and I probably am going to make a different post with just the entire thing, because she also goes through how to support someone who is experiencing this right now. And that's the part that a lot of us don't know what to do. We don't know what to
Right.
say. We don't know what to do. So then we
Right.
do wind up gaslighting them because we don't know,
Right.
how to
Right.
handle it. So she goes through that as well.
Wow.
But y'all mark my words. I am gonna connect with Jimmy, and we're gonna work together. And we are going to put some things out there that are gonna save Black women from these toxic environments. If you are thinking to yourself, I would just rather leave, please do reach out to me, because I also am about to start doing that. I real life, Kalanda, feel like Harriet Tubman, because I'm real life coming up with escape plans to get people
There
out.
you go. But
Like,
just remember, she didn't take everybody either. So use the
I
same
know,
spirit. Okay.
baby. Let me tell you something.
Everybody didn't get a ticket.
Because
And
I'm from
everybody
that
didn't get to
nine, you
stay on the
understand?
train. All right now.
I'm
All
from
right
that
now.
nine, understands
Yo.
me. We
Don't
ain't
let.
doing that.
Okay. All right.
No, and it really is. What's so interesting about when you say the intentionality of the work that I do, and this one of the last things I'm gonna say, because I don't know what else might be said after this. But when I certified my life coaches, I was telling them that the point of being a certified intuitive melanated life coach is for us to infiltrate industries and hold space for these types of things, because this is happening. Right. So the intentionality, even in understanding that we too have bias and we too have privilege. So I can't be out here holding other people accountable if I'm not willing to hold myself accountable. Right. So that's the work. So if you ain't ready to be accountable and really unpack what your privileges are, or how you may have weaponized your words or your actions or your gifts towards somebody else, I ain't the one for you. Because I believe in accountability. I think that's the only way, and we can't be requiring of somebody else to be a better human when we're not doing that ourselves. Like, I don't believe that that's okay. So if we're going to do the work and we're going to do heart work and work in love, then we have to be able to do that. Love doesn't mean that I don't believe in turn the other cheek type love. Just want to go ahead and put that out there. Hallelujah, been delivered. Okay. But love does mean holding someone accountable to what they said, and that's even myself. And in this journey of self-love, that self-accountability is very freeing, because you can't even get mad. I can't even get mad. You right. You right.
Right.
You not get out of my business, but you right. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta kind of let that be.
Let it be.
So yeah. So anyway, this is all going somewhere, and this is another piece of the documentary that's going to go in, because something is going to happen from this, and I am just so grateful for God to be using my life and the lives of the people around me to be able to heal, because it's a lot of brokenness that specifically Black women have been shouldering, that we would give them that shit back.
Yeah.
Give them that shit back, because it's time for us to save ourselves. So
absolutely.
All right, that's it. The replay gonna be up, so share it with somebody, and we might be back one day sooner than later or not, but appreciate y'all for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.